Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. Listen, scream, and embrace your horror obsession. I'm your host, Eleazar, and in this episode, Margo is here to dig into Scream 2022, the requel that slices through legacy, fandom, and nostalgia all at once. Which characters work and which fell flat? How does this film update the meta commentary for a new decade? And seriously, does anyone know a hospital that offers private floors? If you dare follow us, all our links are in the description. For our Halloween episode, Scream 6. But until then, a movie that proves it doesn't matter how good looking you are. If you're the child of Sheriff Judy, no one is asking you out. Scream 2022. Hello everybody, welcome to Nightmare Echoes. I'm your host Eleazar. I'm joined again by co-host Margo. Margo, how's it going?
Doing good. Hello.
Today we're covering Scream 2022, which went with the same name as the original. And they said you would know when... Yeah.
I mean, they talk about it in the movie, but...
Right.
I had forgot that it was named Scream, and so I kept searching for Scream 5, and I'm like, why is nothing coming up? If you Google it, it does. It says just Scream. Like, I was looking for it on IMDb, and it was like, just came with nothing. And I'm like, what? What's happening? Well, it did. It came up with Scream, this one, 2022, and I'm like, what? Where is it? Anyway.
Yeah. I get you. They say when you watch the movie, you'll understand. And I get it. It's like a meta commentary on every franchise that did this, like Friday the 13th and Halloween. I still don't think it was necessary. I feel like it's just silly to call it Scream instead of just calling it Scream 5.
Yeah.
This one is directed by Radio Silence, who previously worked on Ready or Not, which we covered, Southbound, Devil's Due, and then I love them in their segment of the first VHS movie. And they also did Abigail, which we covered. It's written by James Vanderbilt as well as Guy Busick. Guy Busick wrote for them before with Radio Silence. He worked on Ready or Not and the VHS segment and stays with them to write the next one, which is Scream 6. They finally went back to the numbers. Most of the actors, we know Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette before.
Mm-hmm. And what's her name who played the deputy, the blonde woman?
Judy,
yeah.
And
Judy
also, Hicks.
What's her name makes a cameo too. I forget the actress's name, but she was the brother of the guy who got killed.
Yeah, Randy's sister.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll go over the rest of the cast when we get to them during the movie. So it had a budget of $24 million and it made $138.9 million.
Success again.
Oh, yeah. And between 3 and 4, they waited 11 years. And between 4 and 5, they waited 11 years.
Oh, wow. So, it was that long.
Yeah, well, I guess they waited till they had a great story. And I could only tell it was that long because of all the legacy actors that...
They looked older?
Right. I mean, other than the fact that I watched them as they came out. But there's definitely a difference when you watch 4 and then you watch 5.
The technology is always different in the movies, right? Because they always rely on telephones. And yeah, I remember it was like a big thing in the first one, like a cell phone. What's a cell phone? Nobody has a cell phone.
Right.
The fact that you even had one was maybe you're a killer.
Right. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
But they do have a landline in this, which is not usually something people have had in 2022, but you know.
All right. Yeah. So it had a Rotten Tomato critic score of 76 and an audience score of 82.
So pretty well received.
Yeah, I think so. The movie starts with our new opening victim, which is Tara Carpenter, played by Jenna Ortega, who's in Wednesday, X, The Babysitter Killer Queen, Death of Unicorn, and Insidious Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because 3 of the cast have, well, actually, Melissa Barrera isn't really that. I don't think she's that well known. But right. Jenna Ortega, and then we'll get to her, Mickey Madsen, have really blown up. So I keep calling her Jenna Ortega, and Mickey Madsen have really become famous. So since this movie, I didn't even know they were in this movie.
I remember them being in it, but I remember them blowing up after the fact.
Yeah.
So she's her main character. She's texting back and forth with her friend Amber when her landline rings, and it's an unknown caller, just like most of these movies. We see that she has an inhaler, which I know we talked about the overuse of inhalers in.
Yeah, you had said that, and because when we recorded the Strangers chapter, and I was like, I didn't really know about that, but here it is popping up again.
Sure. And to be fair, this came out before that, but it is a common trope, I feel like. Let's give a character a weakness in a horror movie, and it's often an inhaler.
Well, it's like a weakness, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, it just pops up where it's convenient for the writers.
Yes. Yeah.
Have it be a problem.
Right. We remember she's asthmatic when it needs to help with the plot.
Exactly.
Right. So Amber thinks that the person calling the landline is Wes, and we get hints there that Wes likes Tara, but she doesn't really reciprocate that feeling.
Yeah.
So the guy on the phone pretends to be a friend of her mother's and pretends to slip about being a friend from group. He claims to her that she talks about Tara all the time, which Tara's actually a little shocked by. He says she loves that she showed her scary movies and that she has grown up to like them as well. And I feel like this is talking right to me and how I deal with my children, because whatever they can handle, I like to show them scary movies as well.
Well, he asked her favorite scary movie, and she says the Babadook, and I feel like this is a running theme about these like new horror movies that are more like they have like more of a deeper meaning to them, or
she says she calls elevator horror. It's scary with complex, emotional, and thematic underpinnings.
Yeah, so like horror movies I won't watch.
Well, the scariest thing of that movie is the kid and how much of a brat he is, and no matter what the mom does.
Oh, Babadook?
Yeah, I mean, yes, the Babadook is scary. I will say, some people are like, some people say it's not scary, it was stupid.
Like top 10 scariest movies or like things like that. So I'm like, no, that not for Margo. Not for
That's
Margo.
fine. Yeah, and I would say it's divisive. And I feel like the end, when people saw the ending, some of them were like, "Oh, this is stupid." Mm-hmm. So then they believe after the fact it wasn't scary. Oh, okay. That's my opinion. Do I think the Babadook is scary? I do.
Yeah.
But the scariest to me is this kid you can't control. There's a scene where he's kicking the back of her seat while she's driving. Oh no, I was like, nope, get out, walk. It's not gonna work. But anyway, yeah, it's a commentary on how horror has changed in the last 11 years since the last movie came out. We see how tech has grown between these movies because she uses her cell phone to lock down the house. Mm-hmm. As the phone rings, she doesn't want to answer it anymore because he's been creeping her out. On the phone, Amber says she should answer it. Then when she asks, like, is this Amber? On the text messaging, Ghostface shows footage of Amber saying that if she doesn't answer the phone, that Amber dies, claiming that Ghostface has cloned Amber's cell phone.
Yeah, so she thinks that the Ghostface is at Amber's house watching her.
Right.
Which we as savvy Scream watchers know probably not. Probably not at her friend's house.
Right.
Or there's always two.
Or there's two. Right, exactly.
So in this case, I don't think there was two of it. There was two, but like, spoiler, guys. But
yeah, okay. Well,
the second person wasn't there to film Amber, but we know
you're
why.
Right.
But you know why Amber was like, whatever. We'll get into it.
No, it's fine. We could spoil it right now. That's fine.
Let's not. Let's keep people in suspense, even though they've almost definitely seen this movie already before we see this podcast.
Great. So Ghostface wants to do some stab trivia, and Tara says she'd rather talk about It Follows, Hereditary, and The Witch, which I can't lie, those are all really good movies.
I've heard The Witch maybe is not that scary. It's more like confusing.
Yeah, if you're on your cell phone and you're not watching the movie, at the end you're like, wait, what happened? Because you're gonna miss it. It's so quiet, and it doesn't give you movie cues to, okay, look now.
Yeah. It's like
you have to be off your phone to see what happens. I think it's good. All right, so he gives her a warm-up question asking who was the main character of the first Stab movie, and she's able to say Sidney Prescott, who lived on Elm, which is a part of a deleted scene in that first movie that she lived on Elm Street. I don't think it was actually shown, but it was a cool nod to Wes Craven.
Yeah, but she's from the town where Sidney's from, so.
Yes, exactly, right.
Knows it. Yeah.
Yeah, she grabs a knife to go outside after her, and when she opens the door...
I mean, I've personally never stabbed somebody in my life. I don't think that I'd be able to stab somebody from a knife, not because I would morally not be able to, because it's not that easy to stab people with knives, I don't think. And also, kitchen knives are not stabbing knives.
You got to train with this, Margo.
Slicing. You need to slice.
Well, you hold it upside down, like blade this way, so you can defend with it.
But of course, that's my whole point. I wouldn't know that.
I know, I got you. Self-defense classes.
Margo. That's what I've always said. Get a bat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah, get a weapon you know how to use.
I don't even know how to use the bat that much, but like I can swing it as hard as I can, and also I can stand back away from the killer, who also has a stupid knife.
Right. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
You're good.
Not better than
So-
an axe, though. Better than an axe.
You said go ahead, and then you kept going. All right. So she closes the door, and they have this little battle with technology as they unlock and lock the door repeatedly.
I don't know how the killer was able to unlock the house. That was never
right. Other questions was like basically asking who wrote the book about the first killings, which is Gail.
He asks who the killer was, and she
says
said Billy Loomis, and he said wrong. It was Billy and the other guy,
Stu Macher. Yeah. Great. And so then he asked the question if he got inside or not. Then he jumps out at her. I say he, it's not a he.
Well, spoiler.
Right. I tried to be non-gender specific. Ghostface jumps out at her.
It's not a he. Okay, yeah, let's spoil. It's a tiny woman. Tiny woman who is somehow overpowering so many people.
She transforms into 5'10".
I know, right?
All Ghostface ever are 5'10".
Like arm boots or something. That she's really good at running around in.
And they get super strong. There's like super strength that wearing that suit adds to it. It's magical. And so as you can hear cop sirens coming in the background and you see the blue and red lights flashing, the killer stabs her a bunch and slashes, and you see scream as you hear her scream out loud.
You know, I was thinking, because people are always knocking over Ghostface kill. That outfit really has to hamper their killing. As one, I feel like their peripheral vision wouldn't be so good in that mask. And two, they have these like flowy robes that are probably like making it harder to like move around.
Right. And with the big clunky boots they have to wear, because every Ghostface wears the same boots.
Yeah, you're saying,
Right? Exactly. They're going to step on those robes.
Yeah, they probably tripping all the time.
We leave Woodsboro and go to Modesto, where Tara's sister Sam Carpenter works at Cardinal Lanes. She's played by Melissa Barrera, who is an Abigail and Your Monster.
Like, I really like that movie. I feel like I've said that in a previous. I don't know when they're getting released, but a previous episode.
Yeah, you said it for Abigail.
Episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's joined by her boyfriend Richie, who says that she's taking pills. He asks what pills she took, and she says that she took his boner pills, and she jokes, "Good luck getting up now." He makes the joke, "But you're my boner pills," which doesn't sit well with them, but I thought it worked. I was like, that's funny.
I noticed, why are people in movies just taking their meds in the middle of the day in front of everybody where there's no water all the time? Like, don't.
Dry swallowing. Yeah.
Maybe she takes it 3 times a day. I'm trying to think. We learn later they're antipsychotics, and I'm trying to think of what they could be, that she's taking it in the middle of the day. I don't know, but I'm just like, why are people not taking them in movies and the morning and at night? Or normal people take them so you don't forget to take your meds. But maybe she has like an alarm on her phone that says take your meds. Could be.
I feel like this movie treats it as she takes them like twice a day and as needed. Right.
On it.
Well, but Richie Kirks is played by Jack Quaid, who's from The Boys, The Hunger Games, Companion, and Star Trek Lower Decks.
Do you know, he reminds me of Joshua Jackson, except not as good looking.
I was like, that's the name of my children. I was like, Joshua Jackson.
Oh yeah, you're right. But yeah, he reminds me. Every time I see him, I'm like, Joshua Jackson? No, because he's not as good looking as Joshua Jackson. Oh, Joshua Jackson. Oh boy,
that's funny. Yeah, I can see it. Wait, did you think Joshua Jackson's hotter than Dawson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
Oh, I never watched Dawson's Creek, so I don't know if I would have thought that when I was that age.
Right.
Or I don't know. And did I think that Joshua Jackson was hotter than James Van Der Beek when they were young? I don't know that either.
Okay.
Now, as adults, definitely.
I get what you're saying. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure because again, I didn't watch Dawson, so I was a Buffy girl, not a Dawson girl.
Right. So Sam then gets a text from Wes Hicks, who is the son of Judy Hicks, who we know from Scream 4. Mm-hmm. He says that she might not remember him.
That was the deputy who, right? Yeah. The deputy who was like crushing on Dewey.
Yeah, exactly. I think she was searching for a new baby daddy is what she needed, because she had this kid that we didn't know about.
I guess so.
Yeah. 7-year-old at home.
Yeah.
He says, "Hey, you might not remember me, but I need you to call me because I have some important information about Tara." She calls him and he tells her this information that, in a great twist, of this movie, the first victim actually survived.
Yep.
Right, which I think was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He tells her that she's getting out of surgery and she's resting, but it would be really helpful, even though they're estranged, if she could come and be with her sister. And she asked what happened, and he said some fucking ghost face mask guy attacked her, and they have not caught them yet. Richie, being super supportive, says that he'll drop everything and go with her.
Well, also they work at a movie theater, so it's not like
a bowling alley.
A bowling alley, right?
Yeah.
Difference. I mean,
it's important. Come on, Margo. Who's gonna watch those balls?
But also, like, it's not like they work somewhere that it would be hard to get off.
Right. Sure. All right. So we cut to Woodsboro High.
Although I guess they cut down that bowling alley staff by 2 people.
That's what I mean. Like that bowling alley probably is not going to have a good day.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're going to have the cook who's handing out shoes.
No. Just people can take their own shoes. I don't know.
Right. We cut to Woodsboro High, and over the loudspeaker can be heard that all classes and activities have been canceled due to safety concerns. Do you know who the voice was that did that?
Mm-mm.
Drew Barrymore.
Oh, funny.
We get a friend group eating lunch, and we get to meet a lot of our new cast. So we have Wes here that we talked about.
Okay, now I can talk about Wes, which is he's treated in the movie kind of like not what was the guy's name? Randy in the first movie?
I don't think he's treated like Randy, but okay.
So a little bit. So he's not like knowledgeable about the movies like Randy, but they treat him kind of like a nerd.
Yeah.
Because his mom is the sheriff, okay? But that guy is way too good looking to be a nerd. And
he also works out a lot.
He's in very good shape. He takes a shower later. I don't know.
He's the hot blonde that takes a shower, which I thought was a funny twist too.
The stupid thing is that he has his hair obviously bleached.
Yeah, I got it.
Dark roots showing, which I don't know why, because his mom's blonde, but it's clear that he's not blonde. And
I think that was just supposed to be a style.
His hair is dark. I know,
right.
But it's just kind of out of style. But anyway, he's very good looking and he's in very good shape.
Right. They
he wouldn't be getting as many girlfriends as he wants.
Amber says that his safety nut mom giving him tasers and pepper spray all the time is girlfriend repellent because it freaks girls out that he wants to be so safe, which is stupid. Right. Yeah.
I'm not a teenage girl, and I wasn't a teenage girl in 2022. But I very much doubt that would be a girlfriend repellent.
Yeah. Okay.
We see later too, with his mom.
Sure.
Go ahead. Okay.
No, you're good. So he's played by Dylan Minnette, who's from 13 Reasons Why, Let Me In, and Don't Breathe. Amber Friedman, who was texting Tara earlier and is the one giving Wes a hard time, is played by Mickey Madison, who won Best Actress at the 2025 Academy Awards for her performance in Anora.
Did you see Anora?
I did not.
Oh, yeah, she's really good.
Well, that's good, because I think she wasn't written that well here. Or she's written...
She didn't really have that much of a role. Yeah, I mean, she didn't. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't acting on screen that much and didn't really have that much to do. Right,
and then when... I will get to it later, but I think she gets really annoying at the end.
Well, yeah.
To me. But that's writing. She acted fine.
Oh my gosh. In Anora too, she has to do these stripper dances.
Okay.
And holy crap. I'm not saying they were super sexy. I mean, maybe they were whatever, but she was she must have been in mega good shape to do those dances. It was crazy. I physically wouldn't be able to do it because man, she must have some crazy core strength. I don't know if she got in shape for that movie or what, but woo.
Wow, that's crazy. Then we have Mandy Meeks Martin, who's played by Jasmine Savoy Brown, who was in Yellow Jackets, and her twin brother Chad Meeks Martin, who's played by Mason Gooding.
What's the sister's name?
Mindy.
So Mindy is the Randy of the film. That she's the one who knows all about the stab movies and horror movies, and she knows all the rules to staying safe. But she's not a nerd.
Yeah, and she doesn't have the same type of humor. Her humor is more crass. She jokes about people dying. Oh, they're probably dead all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mason Gooding's from Heart Eyes. He was in Fall and then Y2K.
Yeah, so there's twins.
Right.
And shall I comment on their brother-sister dynamic? Because
totally.
I don't like brother and sisters in movies a lot because they're too loving.
They're too loving.
I'm like, this is a romantic relationship you guys have here. Like, do the actors don't know how to interact with siblings because they're always like hugging and gripping each other's backs of their heads and stuff like that and giving each other kisses and whatnot. I always talk about this, but in this movie, they acted, I think, like brother and sister.
Sure.
Like, they just like made fun of each other.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool.
There's no hugging and grasping the backs of their heads.
Kissing foreheads.
Yeah, exactly. I always talk about the kissing the foreheads. Like, I've never in my life kissed my brother on the forehead.
Then we have Liv McKenzie, who is Chad's girlfriend. She's played by Sonia Amar, who is a French model and actress who was in Equalizer 3 and Megalopolis. And she was the director's, their goal with her character was to get a new Tatum.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted her to be the new Tatum.
Yeah. I mean, she obviously was in that role, but she does not have the screen presence, in my opinion, that, what's her name, has.
Rose McGowan.
Yeah, Rose McGowan. Like, Rose McGowan, I mean, come on. She's no Rose McGowan, I'll say that.
Well, that skirt she wears works for me at the end.
Honestly, I kept forgetting she was in the movie, to be honest.
I get it. I do too. I get it too, yeah.
Yeah.
On the internet, I find there's a rumor that she was originally the other killer.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so Wes tells the group that Sam is coming and Chad wants Liv to be able to have them track each other on their phones at all times since there's a killer on the loose. Amber says he just wants to be super clingy since they haven't had sex yet, but Liv doesn't like the idea of being tracked.
Is that something you think you would talk about in front of your friends?
Yeah, see, that's the same thing. Like, I know we never covered it, but we both watched Bodies, where they talk about that openly, which I think is so weird.
Yeah, I guess we're millennials. Millennials, you're an even more elder millennial.
I think I'm Gen X.
Are you a? Oh,
it depends on what chart you look at, but I think I always grew up thinking I was Gen X.
In the 80s, right?
1980.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're a real cusp.
Yeah, very cusp. Yeah, totally.
I'm 84, so I'm a little bit less cusp. But anyway, I digress. My point is, maybe the kids today are very open. I surely would be having that conversation.
Right.
Not in front of my other friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, they're fine. They're completely fine with it.
Sure. Chad tells Wes that he was just interrogated by his mom, and Mindy says that they should all be careful now because their Ghostface is back. Amber points out that they aren't saying it's Ghostface, but Wes says that's just because his mom doesn't want to cause a panic. Mindy tells them that the news will come out by the third killing, and Amber points out that there wasn't a first killing yet because Tara didn't die. Wes tells everyone they should arm up, naming items like pepper spray, and Amber jokes that they're girlfriend repellent.
There we go.
That's when Liv.
Yeah, everybody should get pepper spray.
Yeah, it's something.
Well, the mask.
Or like wear chainmail. You know, like
by the end of the movie, you know what I'm talking about, and I'll probably bring it up again. I'm like, why are these people not wearing like a body armor chest protection?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the kids.
It's heavy and expensive. I'll tell you that.
Well, okay, the kids, I understand why they wouldn't be doing that, but
right,
the adults, I'll bring it. Like, come on.
I mean, sure. With the budget I have as an adult, I'd buy a Kevlar vest.
Yeah,
like it'd slow me down a little bit, but it would save me from getting stabbed. So that's when Liv notices that Vince is parked nearby and staring at her, and Chad asks if that's the creep that she hooked up with last summer.
Here's a non-character.
Oh, I know, but I love him.
What? You love Vince?
I love Kyle Gardner. Yeah, Kyle Gardner.
I don't know who that is.
Really? He was in Smile, Strange Darlings, The Passenger, Smallville, Jennifer's Body. Did you watch Jennifer's Body?
Yeah, of course we recorded Jennifer's Body together. Who was he in Jennifer's Body?
You remember the kid that Jennifer wanted to hook up with, and he's singing all like passionately?
That's the same guy?
That's the same guy. It's Kyle Gardner. Well, they gave him long hair, tattoos, and like a mustache.
I'm not usually face blinds, but I guess, yeah.
But if you Google Kyle Gardner real quick, I think he's a hunk. Yeah. I think he's a hunk.
He's okay, but like, but the character though, I was like, why is he in this movie? I don't understand. I guess just kill.
Yeah, that's funny because the actor himself had an interview where he says like he got like a bunch of people trying to bully him online. They're like, haha, you're in a Scream movie, but you're barely in it. And he's like, yeah, but I was in a Scream movie, guys.
Yeah.
see your problem. Like, this is amazing. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, I would love to die in a Scream movie, so I don't know what they're talking about.
That'd be fun.
But anyway, so he's standing next to, and this could be why I'm biased, ready? A plum-colored 1971 Charger with a 440 six-pack engine. It's so beautiful.
Well, Eleazar, his car didn't get killed, so
You're right. I know. I just needed to snatch that up at the right time, but then they would have thought I killed him.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, she tells Chad that her and Tara used to work with her, and he's been stalking her Instagram lately. Minnie takes a picture of him, and Chad flexes his biceps, asking if it's time to introduce him to Hobbs and Shaw, which is a funny Fast and the Furious reference.
Oh, Fast and the Furious! I'm like, Hobbs and Shaw. I was like, who is that? Oh, duh.
That's The Rock and Statham.
Uh-huh.
which is a joke they make again in the movie Hard Eyes.
Okay.
But in that one, it's two detectives, and one of the detectives is played by, I forgot her name. She is the love interest of Paul Walker in the first Fast and the Furious movie. So for her character to pretend like she has no idea about the Fast and the Furious world, it's just funny.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen Fast and Furious.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They get good, Margo.
I know. It seems like a movie I would definitely watch.
Sure, I get it.
But I don't know why. I just haven't seen any.
Sure. I would say by the fifth one, it became like an actual good quality film.
Mm-hmm.
And there were critics that wrote, okay, this is the first one where I could recommend people go see it for it actually being a good movie and not just some cheesy thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Liv says violence isn't a good idea, especially with the sheriff right there. But then Chad gives Shaw a kiss as he kisses his own bicep. Amber notices his bruising and says that Tara claimed that she fought back pretty hard. And he says he received those bruises during football practice. That's when
very much a copy of the scene in the original Scream, right? Where all the friends are discussing why every one of them could have been the killer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's when Wes gets a text that's saying Tara's awake now, and they all say they're going to go, but Liv says that she can't, and she will catch up with them later, and everybody looks at her weird.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to Sam and Richie driving in their 1978 Ford F-Series, and he is telling Sam that he's never seen a stab movie. He says he doesn't consider it a big hole in his film education, but she says they're important because most of them are based off things that happen in Woodsboro. He asks her to find things, and she says a high school guy named Billy Loomis and his friend carved up a bunch of high school kids in a Halloween-type ghost mask. And Richie asks, "You mean like Halloween?" And she says, "No," but then she goes, "All right, fine. It sounds a little bit like Halloween."
It's exactly like Halloween.
Which is funny since Kevin Williamson was a major Halloween fan and even like threw it in the original Scream movie a lot.
Yeah.
Richie asks why they would be heading into this situation, and Sam says she needs to make sure Tara's okay.
Yeah. Imagine if she didn't care one bit about her sister and she's like,
plot falls through.
Movie would not just been like, well, okay.
Her text is like, so can I just Venmo her money or what's the thing to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Send flowers, got it.
Yeah.
I got a bowling shift to work.
Yeah, they need me at the bowling alley.
Richie says it's his job to keep them safe from someone that saw Friday the 13th one too many times and thought that Jason's got some pretty solid ideas. But he must be talking about the remake because that first movie, as Scream mentions, the original Scream mentions, Jason is not the killer of Friday the 13th.
No.
Richie asks if he's allowed to ask one question. He wants to know why anyone would dress up in a mask and go after her sister. She says she has no idea why, but looks away, and it looks like she might be hiding something.
Maybe she does know why.
Exactly. At the hospital, Tara's happy to see Sam, and introductions happen among everybody.
Well, I think know Sam, but they're introducing Richie.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and she is introduced as used to babysit the twins. Mm-hmm. Amber doesn't seem to like Sam that much, and we find out that Sam and Tara's mom is at a convention in London, which I know these movies like to get rid of the parents.
I know, but like if your kid was in the hospital, I think you would immediately fly back.
Right. Oh, there's no flight till next Wednesday.
Yeah, come on. But whatever. I mean, they could be saying that their mom's a real flake, but how has she have a job that flies her to London, but also she's a real flake?
Also, Amber later says that the reason they found out was because it's a small town and her mom's a drunk, but she obviously could hold down a job.
Well, that makes sense because she was in AA. Well, she's in AA, I guess.
That's right.
Maybe
Yeah.
she was a drunk and now she's sober.
Maybe.
But yeah, I'm like, what is this mom? This mom has a job where she goes to fly to Europe, but then also, well, I don't know if you consider London Europe, but whatever. And out of the country, but also like is an alcoholic and also doesn't care about her. I mean, like, what?
Sure.
What is this
Yeah.
characterization? But yeah, of course, they just want to get the mom
Right.
out of town.
Amber says that Tara really needs rest and that they all get ready to leave, but Tara says she wants Sam to stay. Amber asks if Tara has her extra inhaler before leaving.
Yeah.
Sam asks if it would be okay with Tara if Sam spent the night with her at the hospittal.
I want to say first that she does not need her extra inhaler in the hospital.
Yeah.
They got plenty of inhalers at hospitals and or nebs.
Yeah.
Nebulized treatments.
The pharmacy could tube it right to you.
Exactly. So you can get, just say you lost it and you could get 5 gazillion.
You're not wrong. Tube another one, pharmacy.
Yeah. Don't care. Yeah, sure. Have another one.
Oh, yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Just get off the phone.
Yeah, don't bother me.
All right. But I only have 5 left. Don't lose 4 more, please.
Yeah. Or I make them come get it. The nurse.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the patient.
Oh, that's awkward when that happens. No. Once they're alone, Tara breaks down crying, telling Sam that she was so scared. We cut to a bar where the friend group is playing pool, and it looks like they've snuck in their own alcohol because it looks like they're spiking their sodas with it. Liv is asking what Sam's like, and Chad says she's really cool, which Mindy says he only thinks because she let him wear Pokemon onesies to bed for a year. He doesn't fight it. He said that is totally true. And Amber goes on a rant that Sam isn't cool. That Sam's dad left when she was 13 and Tara was 8, which caused Sam to start acting out and getting in all kinds of trouble. Then when Sam turned 18, she ghosted the family as well. Wes asks Amber if she is protecting Sam from her own sister, saying that no man's good enough for Sam, but now her own sister isn't good enough for her. Mindy says this gives Wes a motive because he can't have her, but to me it sounds more like Amber's the one that's super protective. She's the one that's in love with
okay,
Tara.
so I 100% caught that too, but that does not seem to be anything, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, was that something at some point in the script? Like,
I think we could imagine that she was in love with her up until the point where she went to this nutso plan, and therefore she's not going to turn back on the plan. Kind of like how Charlie. So kind of how like in Scream 4, Charlie was in love with Kirby, but they already had this plan, so he couldn't not kill her at that point.
I guess.
Because they're psycho.
I guess.
I'm like, I would have been like, I'm sorry, girl. I got a shot with Kirby here. We're going to stop killing people now.
Or Kirby. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like don't kill Kirby, right? Exactly. Okay. Mindy says that they're all suspects, adding except for Liv. Liv thanks her before Mindy says that she's way too boring to be a psycho.
Yeah, so I could see how she would have been a good killer, but no. Actually, she's just boring.
Yeah, she's pretty and boring though.
Yeah.
That's when Vince shows up trying to talk to Liv, asking if he could get her a real drink or she's going to continue to sit at the kids' table. Chad calls him over, calling him an ugly or Michael Myers, and I get they're both attractive, but I find Kyle Gardner hot, so that's just me. Vince pulls out a switchblade, causing him and the group to both get kicked out of the bar. Outside the bar, Vince is peeing against the wall when someone starts up his sweet ride and Red Right Hand plays, which came back because it wasn't in Scream 4.
Was it in all the other Screams except for
it was in Scream 1, 2, and 3.
I don't remember. I remember it being in Scream 1 like 5 gazillion times, but I don't remember it being in 2.
Yeah, 4 is the only one that it wasn't in. So he walks up to his car. No one's inside. He turns the car off, which stops the song, at least until Ghostface stabs him in the neck from behind, and then the song continues, even though it's not playing in universe. It's playing for us.
Yeah.
And at the 22 mark, Vince becomes the first death in Scream 2022.
Mm-hmm. Yes, equality. A man gets to be the first killed.
Margo, who died first in Scream? The original one.
Oh boy. I guess you're gonna tell. I'm gonna say it's the boyfriend and not Drew Barrymore.
It was Steve Orth, not Drew Barrymore, who died first. But it's funny because I wrote this in the notes, like I knew this was coming. Margo, who died first in Scream 2?
Oh, you're right. I guess there was in the very first one, a man died first. And gosh, it's not equality.
Margo, who died first in Scream 2?
Died first.
No, but you're.
Boy, oh no, you're right. Oh boy, feminism.
All right, but you're not hearing my next question.
Yeah, who died first in Scream 2? I think it was the boyfriend, wasn't it?
Omar Epps, who played Phil.
Yeah. Ah,
Now it's Scream 3, Cotton Wary died second. So, yeah. All right, anyway.
Scream 3 was a feminist manifesto. Women can die first too.
That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
The part 4 doubled it by killing so many in these fake realities before we got to the real deaths.
Who actually died at that point.
Oh, all right. So at the hospital.
No, that one, the boyfriend died first too.
In what?
Right?
In Scream 4? No, it was two girls on a couch watching a stab movie who one stabs the other one. And then you come out of the reality, find out that's another stab movie, where at the beginning of that stab movie, they're watching an older stab movie.
Yeah.
At the hospital, Sam wakes up next to Tara, and Richie's in the room watching Stab because he wants to be prepared, and he found it free on Netflix. Sam wants to go get something to eat.
Let me just say that as of this recording, Scream 2 and Scream 3 are on Netflix.
Sure.
None of the other ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I own them all Blu-ray, and I have the digital rights to all of them. So, because there's definitely, I think I watch it with my kids at least once a year. But anyway, we see her taking some more medication. She drinks some water, this time from a faucet, and then she pops up. And in the mirror, one of the biggest surprises that I did not know was coming in this movie when I went to theaters to watch it, she sees a dead Billy Loomis staring back at her, still played by Skeet Ulrich, and has a little bit of de-aging, but not much. He still looks pretty good for his age.
Well, he's like a hallucination, or maybe she's just she's imagining him. Who knows? So they could put some kind of like blurring effect on him.
Yeah, he tells her that the antipsychotics aren't working as well as they used to. She tells him, "Fuck you," and he tells her that she can't.
Having hallucinations, then she does need those antipsychotics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fake hallucination is right. She does need a stronger prescription.
He's very helpful in this movie.
He's extremely helpful.
He's like Drop Dead Fred. Helpful but annoying.
Yeah.
He says he's just there trying to help her. He then asks when she's going to go tell Tara why this is all really happening. That's when her phone rings and she picks it up to hear Ghostface.
I'm going to pause and say, where the F is she? Because it looks like a nursing break room. Doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what she does say later when she runs to the cop here in a minute, that he was in the break room. I got attacked in the break room.
What? Why did she just go into a nursing break room? How is she doing that?
I guess because that's where the vending machine was. I don't know.
There's no way nurses would let her in the break room. They'd be like,
yeah.
The patient waiting area, Missy. You don't get to be in the break room. That's ours. That's our safe space.
You might get that friendly nurse who's like, "Oh, go ahead, sweetie. Just use the vending machine and come back out."
Oh, maybe. I certainly wouldn't let somebody use my break room. I'd be like,
sure. Well, she picks up the phone. It's Ghostface. He tells her that he had to hurt Tara to get her back into Woodsboro. She taunts Ghostface to come after her, and so he pops out right behind the door and attacks her. He's like, "Fine, I'll attack you then." She uses a chair and a table to defend herself and runs out of the room. She runs to find Deputy Vincent and tells him that Ghostface attacked her in the break room. But when Deputy Vincent gets there, no one is there. We cut to now Sheriff Judy Hicks, who's in Tara's hospital room, joined by Sam, Richie, and Amber. The phone call came from Amber's number, which she says they already know that the killer has already cloned her phone before, or it could just really be her phone.
Phone was from number 1 too, remember?
Yep.
Exactly. Or just like the first one.
Yeah.
Could this be that?
Yeah. Richie says that she might be the killer, and the sheriff asks for his alibi, and he says he was watching Netflix. Sam asks if they're going to have more officers to Tara's room, and the sheriff tells her that she is going to move her to a private floor, which I think is the stupidest decision ever.
Also, what is that? What is
that? I know. Who has a private floor?
Who had floor?
I don't know. It's a real small town that must have a private floor, but yet later they imply that the town also has two competing hospitals. So why would they have two?
There's no such thing as, I guarantee you, if there was another floor, it'd be filled up as much as possible, because guess what? Hospitals have to make money.
They do.
I'm just like, what is, I've never heard of such a thing, a private floor. The only private floor we had was under construction.
Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't any patients in there.
Oh, man. Sam doesn't think this is good enough, and the sheriff asks if she can speak to her outside. Out there, Sam tells her she has so many memories of Deputy Hicks, and the sheriff tells her that she remembers all the trouble she's caused her family, and her being here isn't helping. So maybe in the morning, she and her boyfriend should just leave town.
Leave her sister alone in the hospital? Come on.
The sheriff leaves, and Sam goes back into the room, asking if she could have some alone time with Tara. This is where she tells Tara the reason that her dad left, because when she was 13, she found her mom's old journals that talked about how her dad wasn't her real biological father. When she confronted her mother about it, her dad heard it, which he was shocked by. So that he leaves, and she started doing drugs and attacking out because she's the one that caused her father to leave. She then tells Tara that her real father is Billy Loomis, which is why she left town, because being the daughter of a psycho meant she felt she was bad news for Tara. Tara is really upset and tells her to leave. So Sam walks out crying, only to find Richie standing there, and he admits that he heard what happened. She asks if it freaks him out, and he says it does, but he's not leaving her. She tells him, you know the part in horror movies where the character always tells the other characters to be smart if they got out? She says that that's the time now. But he smiles and calls himself a dumbass. Richie says that since her sister won't talk to her and the police are going to help, then what's their next move? And Sam answers, we're going to go to an expert. So that's what 31 minutes into this movie, we cut to Dewey in his trailer.
Quite long until we saw the previous characters. Yeah.
And I think the director said,
sure, but that's it.
Yeah. The director said it was pretty important because if we started with like an opening where, let's say, we see Gail and then she's killed right at the beginning, or she's not killed, but we don't cut back to her for 30 minutes, the audience would spend those 30 minutes thinking, well, when do we get back to the characters we care about?
Yeah.
So this way we got to at least have time to try to like the characters if we were going to.
Yeah, or we're thinking that they're the main, they're not, the other characters aren't really going to be in the movie that much.
Yeah, even though it was advertised that they were going to be.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Yeah. And there's a big twist that was in the advertisements, what the directors kind of wish wasn't, which we'll get to later. But I think if it's a first time viewing or you didn't watch the trailers, I think it's a really good twist. All right, so Dewey's watching the news about the murderers when he changes it to Good Morning with Gail Weathers. Mm-hmm. That's when Sam and Richie knock on the door.
In a trailer, not looking great.
Yeah, he looks run down.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't do interviews, and they tell him they're not the news. He asks one good reason he should let them in, and she says she's Billy Loomis's daughter. He opens the door to tell her that's a terrible reason to let her in. Inside, Dewey starts asking questions about Richie, saying that he could be the prime suspect because, as he puts it, the number one rule...
It's always the boyfriend.
Right. Number one rule is a stab movie, never trust the love interest.
No, how about Scream 2?
Yeah, but he was... Okay, so I sent you those pictures, right? Did you see those 2 photos I sent you before starting recording?
Yeah.
So if you look at those pictures, Derek from Scream 2 is wearing a blue flannel, just like Billy, our character here, Richie, Jill from part 4, and Charlie from part 4. And that's because in the original script, before the script was leaked out on the internet, Derek was the killer along with her roommate Holly.
Okay, but in the actual movie, he was not the killer.
Sure.
Well, was the boyfriend the killer in Scream 3?
No, it was the half brother. I know. There's a lot of times where I think their rules don't actually work. But Dewey's not really the rule expert, I would say. You know?
But he nails it.
Right.
He says
he nails this one, yeah. Dewey says that rule number 2 is the killer's motive is always connected to something in the past, which Sam says her relationship to Billy. Richie asks then why kill Vince, which they do answer a little bit later. He says that rule number 3 is the first victim always has a friend group, which the killer is a part of, which I don't think is accurate since Steve and Casey were not part of the friend group, even though Casey had dated Stu in the past. For part 2, Maureen and Phil were not part of the friends group. They just have similar names to characters that were killed in the original movie.
Yeah.
And in part 3, Christy and Cotton are not friends with Roman.
I know, but he did nail it. But
yeah. With rule 1, he did. Yeah.
He was, but no, with all the rules, but he was wrong. I mean, but it doesn't actually work for any movie except for kind of the first movie.
Oh, yeah. In this movie.
Well, yeah.
Right. Either way, he tells them to look inside Tara's friend group and they can figure out who the killer is. They tell Dewey they want his help, but he says he has permanent nerve damage and has been stabbed 9 times. He tells him to.
I don't know why that's not that funny.
I mean, he gets stabbed a lot. I mean, he was originally supposed to die in part 1. He was originally supposed to die in part 2, and they just kept saying, "Let's have him tilt his head up so we know he's alive on that stretcher. Let's let him live." He tells them to leave. He pulls out the phone and calls Sydney, who is jogging with a stroller. Here, she says she has a couple of daughters who are school age, which I don't think counts the one in the stroller, and she's married to a man named Mark. According to Radio Silence, they did intend this to be Mark Kincaid from Scream 4. Right. But according to the casting of part 7, her husband is a different guy named Mark with a different actor. Well, according to part 7,
be the same character, just played by a different actor.
They've got it. He has a different last name.
Oh man, I really wanted it to be Patrick Dempsey.
I know I did too, especially after his involvement in Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think he proved like, hey, he could do some slashers. I think they didn't want to pay him because they didn't want to pay Neve Campbell to come back for part 6. But then they threw a bunch of money at her for part 7.
Oh, okay.
But
is she not in part 6?
Nope. They wanted to lowball her what she wanted.
It takes place in New York or something.
It does take place in New York, and there's a one-line where Gail says she and her kids are stayed away safely, and I think she deserves that kind of ending. Which I think it fits and it likes it. I think they passed the torch on well with this movie. But then
the fact that Sydney comes back in this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And we'll get there when she finds us. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a reason. There is a good reason for her to come back. But I've been like, no. I'm not coming back. This is not involving me. I'm not coming back. Right.
So on the phone, he asks if she owns a gun, and she says, "I'm Sydney fucking Prescott. Of course I own a gun." Apparently the line was originally, "I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I own a gun." And she told the directors, like, "Look, I know my character. I'd totally cuss at this point. I'd have no problem cussing at this point." So that she added the word fucking. He says he wants her to not come here, and she says she has no plans of ever setting foot in that town again. Afterwards, she texts Gail that Ghostface is back and not to come to town, followed up with a "hope you are well," and he gets nervous because they put a smiley face. And you can tell he wants to say, "I still love you," but he doesn't. He deletes it. And then you see him looking into a box where you see his old badge and a Smith & Wesson Model 15, which is a 6-shooter. Sam and Richie arrive at the twins' house. Right after them, Dewey shows up. Richie isn't sure that Dewey should be carrying a gun. And inside, we see the twins' mom is Martha Meeks, who we last saw in Scream 3, and they have a shrine of Randy in the house.
Yeah.
The whole group, minus Tara, of course.
Actress name? Heather Matarazzo.
There you go. Thank you.
Or maybe
which I know from the Princess Diaries.
Yes, from the Princess Diaries.
Yeah. The twins have a shrine of their uncle, which I guess it's really, their mother's shrine, Randy there.
Her brother, yeah.
Yeah. The whole friend group, minus Tara, because she's in the hospital, is there. And she tells them all that she's Billy's daughter. Wes asks why it should be one of them when it could be Dewey. Dewey asks what his motive would be. And he's pretty mean when he tells him that he's been stabbed 1 billion times, dumped by his favorite wife, and crawled into a bottle. And then his reply is, "Maybe you're the color because that cut deep." Or maybe
that was pretty funny. That was a pretty Dewey line and pretty Dewey delivery.
Yeah, exactly. Then Amber says she looked up Vince to find out that Vince was the son of Leslie Mocker, who is Stu's sister.
Who's Stu's sister? Is what
that's what I mean. Like, and she had to be an old
person.
She had to be an older sister, right? Because if his parents left them alone at the house alone, if she was a younger sister, she would have been at the house that night.
Right.
So she had to be an older sister that's already moved out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They just fudged that in there right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when Mindy jumps up saying that Ghostface is making a requel or a legacy sequel, and the fans are torn about the terminology. They talk about Stab 8, which Liv says was by the Knives Out director. Liv says she likes it.
I'd love to see a Scream movie by the Knives Out director. I don't think this is a joke about Star Wars.
It is, completely.
Okay. Because I know people hate the Rian Johnson directed Star Wars movie. I don't know what was that one.
It's episode 8.
I know, but what was the title? I don't remember. Anyway, people hate that one, and they're really mad about it.
The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so that's what it is. And she says that if you look up on 4chan and Reddit, people are saying that the movie pissed all over their childhood, which is funny.
They show clips at some point.
Yeah.
And it's like the killer, like with a flame thrower.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. Yeah, we'll get there. She says that Stab 8 tried for elevated horror, which Amber points out that elevated horror is great, citing Jordan Peele. Mindy says that she also likes Jordan Peele, but that's not what Stab is about. And to some people, the original is their favorite movie ever, which they show to their kids when they're 10, and they form a bond forever. And I feel like she knows me so well. Dewey asks what a requel is, and she cites many attempts to make horror remakes that the fans hated, like Black Christmas, Child's Play, and Flatliners. She says that a requel has to be part of an ongoing story, even if it should never have been ongoing in the first place, with new main characters, but supported by and related to legacy characters. She says it's not quite a remake and it's not quite a sequel, and she references Halloween, Saw, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, and even Star Wars. Sam says she's caught in the middle of fan fucking fiction, and Mindy tells her that she is the star. Liv wants to know who's next, and Mindy says that they have to be connected to someone. Wes points out that his mom was in one of the movies, but she dismisses this, saying that no one cares about the inferior sequels. But maybe Wes is onto something here.
Well, they're also part of the. Oh yeah, she says that.
Right. She tells Chad that her and he are screwed since Randy was their uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Richie says that if she's the killer, this whole speech could be to cover her tracks, which Mindy says that it's obvious that Sam is the killer, and Chad agrees with her. Sam leaves upset, telling Richie she'll meet him at the hospital. He yells out that the first rule of these movies is don't split up, but Dewey already said that the first rule was don't trust the love interest, but he would want her to not remember that's the first rule, I would imagine. As she's driving, she looks in the rear view mirror to see that Billy's there. He starts screaming at her that she should be out there cutting throats, and because she's distracted by this, she rolls past the stop sign and is almost hit by a 2015 Chevrolet Tahoe.
I bet she definitely noticed with the car.
That's what first thing I noticed,
Almost hit her, yeah.
Like, woo! Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, shitty Tahoe. Oh boy, I missed.
We cut to Sheriff Hicks, who is ordering some takeout before putting a note on the fridge that says, West lemon squares in fridge, love mom. It brought back the lemon squares. A door opens, and while she calls out for Wes, he doesn't respond. So she pulls out a knife, even though she's got a gun.
Sheriff is pulling out kitchen knives. Oh
instead
my
of her,
gosh.
Instead of her gun. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that was a real problem with me.
A kitchen knife.
Yeah.
I mean, bring a taser.
Okay.
Probably is one of those cop clubs. What are they called?
So she finds the door open and closes it and turns around to see Wes just came in for a run, but he had his earbuds in, so he didn't hear her. She tells him she's going to pick up the food and he should take a shower. And this is where I joked that, yeah, so we get our blonde in a shower scene.
Yeah. I always need to look up what the ages are of actors so you don't feel perved. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, ooh.
That's funny. While driving, Hicks gets a call.
They're all in their 20s, guys. They're all in their 20s at least.
Yeah, no, we got it.
We're older, you know.
What movie was it? The Crush. With who was in The Crush? Do you remember The Crush? Alicia Silverstone was in it. Yeah. And she was 14 at the time. And the director hired a double to play her in the shower, obviously. Mm-hmm. But he swears he got some note from someone high up saying, no, we definitely need to see her in that shower. And he's like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? Yeah. But he says in interviews that it was just like so weird.
Yeah.
Like you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Okay. While driving, Hicks gets a call from Ghostface. And when he asks the same question everybody gets asked, she says she prefers animated films and musicals.
Yeah.
Ghostface threatens Wes, so she turns around with a...
She also texts the police officer to trace the call.
Yeah. So she turns around, blazing siren, while texting that she needs a trace on the line and units to her house. She asks how she knows that he's anywhere near Wes, and he asks if she's seen the movie Psycho, and we cut to the Psycho shower head movie shot where the water sprays down.
Yeah.
She does try to call him, but because he's in the shower, he can't hear her. When she arrives, she runs at the front door. This is where I think she would have had her gun. I think this is crazy.
Yeah.
But she runs right into Ghostface, who steps from behind a tree and stabs her in the gut. He then stabs her multiple times when she's on the ground in broad daylight, which is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. No neighbors. Also, she just called
Yeah, where are the units?
And they never they don't show up till like very much later. If the
Yeah.
sheriff calls and says I need units to my house, that they would get there ASAP.
And I think she passed the police station on her way going out, so they should have made it faster. I don't know. We cut to Wes getting out of the shower. We have a few fake jump scares here where he closes like a cabinet and killer's not behind him. He's setting up for their dinner when he hears a door open.
Oh, but I want to say too is that first off, he's such a good son because he is setting the table for his mom.
Yeah.
But then also I was like, why did they not have an ice maker? Because he has to get out like an ice tray. I'm like, what is this?
I know, and he's dropping ice in the sink. What's he doing? Wasting ice like that?
Like, why are you not dumping the ice into an ice bucket or something? Yeah, so you don't waste it. And two, why do you not have an ice maker? I'm sure you guys, your kitchen looks the kitchen looks very nice.
Yeah.
Too nice to not have an ice maker. Whatever.
Right. No, you're good. So he finds the door slightly open, and instead of looking outside where he would have saw his mother lying there dead.
Does he not remember definitely locking? His mom said, lock the door. Yeah. He locks the door, and then he's not suspicious when the door is unopened?
Yeah, he just closes it, locks it again, and turns around to get stabbed right through the neck, and he falls slowly to the floor. Then we cut to Sam arriving at West's house to see the police, although I don't know if she was still just driving this whole time or she heard about it, because it is some time later. Then we see Gail step out of a news van, this time wearing a bright red pantsuit. She introduces herself to Sam, and they relate over the fact that the sheriff didn't like them much.
This is a funny joke. When I just remembered it, and Dewey was watching her on her morning show. She says, if I ever talk about having bangs again, something like put me in a...
I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was on the TV. She said that, and I thought that was funny because about her little bangs that she had
in Scream 3.
Yeah. That's
pretty funny.
All right.
So she introduces herself to Sam, and they relate over the fact that the sheriff really didn't like either of them much. Sam tells her that her and her sister will both attack, and she then notices that Dewey's there. So when she's introducing herself, she says Gail Riley, and then realizes what she said and says Gail Weathers and apologizes to run off. She runs over to Dewey, starts hitting him in the arm because she can't believe he told her over a text. And he tells her that she was on the air at the time, which she, I think, finds really sweet that he would know that. Mm-hmm. We learned that Dewey was the one in the relationship that the department had asked him to retire. When he ended it, he left in the middle of the night without saying a word because he couldn't handle it in the big city. And he calls himself a coward, which she says he's a lot of things, but he's no coward. I do agree with that because he's always running in to save the day.
Yeah.
She tells him sorry about Judy, and he says he's sorry as well, and says that it'll make a great chapter in her next book. And she gives him a look like, I wouldn't, but this is Gail, so of course she's going to write a book about it. Then we cut to a really cool scene that my kids and I freaked out about while in the theater, because Richie is eating Pizza Hut and watching YouTube, and who he sees on YouTube is Chelsea and James from Dead Meat, and we love their channel. But they're playing like douchebags versions of themselves. They call it a parody, and instead of saying Dead Meat on the channel, it says Film Fails, and it's just really cool that they got to do it. They filmed it like a year before the movie came out or something like that, and they had to keep quiet about it the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And they were just waiting to see how it was used. But they joke that they share a scene with Richie.
Yeah.
So they're reviewing the last Stab movie, which is called Stab, just like this one's called Scream. And Chelsea says they're like, just call it Stab 8.
Yeah.
On the side of the screen is a lot of cool Easter eggs. There's a video that says interview with Woodsboro survivor Kirby Reed, who Wes Craven always said he believed survived the fourth film. Mm-hmm. And then there's 3 other videos reviewing the Stab series. And then the final videos ask if the real Stumacher actually survived, which is a fun fan theory that he wasn't killed. He was also originally supposed to be in Scream 3 before the script was changed after
that's a fun fan theory and all, but if he was alive, they would definitely know he was alive.
I would think so, but he was cast and he was paid to be in Scream 3.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if in like logically, they would know if he survived, right? I'm not saying he couldn't have survived. He definitely could have.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
Like he would be arrested and like
someone would know.
When he just he crawled away And they're like, oh, well, I don't know where his body is. That's okay. It's fine.
I mean, they weren't the best police department
Well,
ever.
okay,
But shocking news, Margo. Matthew Lillard has been hired to play Stumacher in Scream 7.
okay. Did you say a lot of people were
Yeah, they brought everybody back that's ever died, I swear.
wow.
They even have Roman back from part 3.
Exactly. So
I have 2 theories on it, if we're going on a tangent here. And they're not my original theories. This is like on the internet forums and stuff. That either it's AI and Scream is commenting on all the AI stuff that is being done, and the Ghostface killer is using AI to fake all these people still being alive to throw off who the real killer is.
okay.
Or Nightmare on Elm Street 7, called A New Nightmare, which dropped the number, took place in our reality where the actors who played the characters were filming a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and Freddy Krueger came out to attack the real actors. So this could be, hey, it's the 7th movie in a Wes Craven series. Let's have the actors play themselves. So Matthew Lillard would be playing Matthew Lillard,
People are
and people are attacking the real actors in our reality, which is a different way to go.
That would be very Scream. I think so.
Yeah.
Well, they did already have. Well, it's different, but I said they already did have one with the movie Stab.
Yeah. Right. But A New Nightmare was like a first attempt at doing Scream with a meta commentary by having actors play themselves.
Yeah.
And so it would be interesting if they did that again for this movie for a second.
I think I would be more interested in that version rather than AI. But
right. Yeah. But those are the 2 theories that exist out there.
Or they could just be psychotic illusions.
Yeah, that's true. Right. So Sam calls Richie and he talks about how bad Stab 8 is. He says that he believes the whole franchise went off the rails with number 5, which is funny since this is
number
the
5.
5th Scream.
Yeah.
Sam is calling and telling about the new murders, and she notices that Deputy Vincent is there instead of watching her sister. So she runs to the hospital, and Dewey jumps in the car with her. He looks back and forth like, should he stay with Gail? But then he decides to go help her protect her sister. At the hospital, Tara's watching Dawson's Creek, season 1, episode 11, titled The Scare. And as Percy is saying, there's no psychopaths in this house, Tara thinks she hears someone.
Dawson's Creek in this movie? I just mentioned Dawson's Creek earlier.
Yeah, it's funny. I was going to ask, you didn't watch
No, I just
season 1, episode 11, Margo?
No, I didn't watch Dawson's Creek.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. So Tara thinks she hears someone and starts to yank out her IVs to make it escape. She's really weak.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to just yank out your IVs. I'm always saying that. It wouldn't spurt blood or anything.
Maybe hit the nurse call help button. I don't know.
Yes! Oh my God. As usual, this is the most empty hospital I've ever seen in my life.
Well, they put her on her own floor.
Okay. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, so let's put somebody who needs care on a private floor where there's no nurses to actually take care of her. What? But as soon as she took off her heart monitor, there would be a fake code blue. That happened.
Code blue, yeah, totally.
So there would definitely be people rushing to her room. The whole code team would be rushing over to her room and
save the day. Movie over.
Dark. It's so dark.
Yeah, that's a trend in horror movies. Dark hospitals.
I'm always commenting on it. I've never been in a hospital so dark.
So the lights go out. Sam tries to call, but on all her effort to get out of the room, she didn't grab her cell phone, and it took her so much effort. Every time she pushes the wheelchair at all, she's not going back. She does find a deputy that was there to watch over her, but unfortunately, that deputy's already dead.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
she hides it.
Yeah, this police department.
She hides in a nearby room, picks up a phone, but before she calls, Richie comes in the room. She throws the phone at him, and he gets to say the line, "Did you hit me with the phone?" Which is a fun nod to the first one. Tara tries to warn him to look out because Ghostface shows up, and his arm is sliced while wearing a blue flannel, just like Derek in Scream 2. Richie is knocked out, and Tara's making her way slowly down the hall.
I wrote down, this is the slowest chase scene I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
She's just going so slow.
It's suspenseful, Margo.
I'm like, you can catch up to her very quickly.
So Sam calls Richie's phone and Ghostface picks up, turning a device on their throat to sound like the iconic Ghostface voice. Ghostface gives Sam an ultimatum that she can either save Tara or Richie. Ghostface tries to say she's a bad sister for not instantly saying save Tara, but it turns out Sam was just stalling for time because the elevator door opens and Dewey's inside, and Dewey opens fire and Ghostface runs. Dewey gets Sam to the elevator before he's attacked by Ghostface. They fight and Dewey's able to fire, hitting Ghostface in the body, even though he should have learned his lesson in Scream 3, but I understand why everyone would want to forget Roman because he was such a bad villain. Because he's supposed to shoot him in the head. But once he gets to the elevator, he does remember, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to shoot him in the head. So he walks back slowly, reloads with a speed loader. He points the gun for a headshot, but his phone goes off, distracting him, and in that moment, Ghostface stabs him in the gut.
Yeah.
Then in the back, slashing up.
In stabbing range.
Yeah, I don't know. Ghostface celebrates, telling him that it's an honor. Dewey looks down and sees that it was Gale calling him before he falls to the ground dead.
Dewey finally got killed.
Oh, I know.
I didn't like that.
Gale arrives, and Dewey has been taken away by a coroner, and Sam and Richie run to hold her as she cries. Sometime later, Gale is sitting on the couch when Sam comes over to talk to her, letting Gale know that Dewey saved Tara. And that's when Sydney shows back in Woodsboro. And the director said it would take something really big to bring Sydney back because they had already established earlier she never planned to set foot in there. And so killing Dewey seemed to be like the thing to bring her back.
Okay, I can understand her coming back for the funeral, but not just coming back.
Right.
To wreak vengeance or whatever their plan is.
Yeah, she says she's here to protect her kids because she won't be able to sleep until Ghostface is dead. But if she's so far away, it seems like a bad choice.
It sure does. She's just getting involved again, right? Like,
yeah,
they're not involving her at all.
Right.
So just stay away. Whatever.
Tara's telling Sam that every time she's attacked, they give her better pain meds. Sam apologizes, but Tara tells her she only blames her for leaving, and Sam promises never to let that happen again, which is something Tara might regret in the next movie. But we do get to see them bond here, and Sam tells her that they're going to do what no one ever does in these movies and get the fuck out of Woodsboro.
That's not true, because the second movie and the third movie, they're out of Woodsboro.
Sure. I think she means get the F out of town.
Sydney does say that, like, I tried to get out of Woodsboro and that did not work.
Yeah, right here, yeah. So Sydney's trying to give her advice, telling her that that's not going to work, but she's a little disrespectful to Sydney, and Gale jumps in saying, hey, you know, they always say you should listen to the original. This is the original. They don't listen to her and they drive away. Gale doesn't know what they're going to do now, and Sydney tells Gale that she put a tracker on her car because she thought it was something that Gale Weathers would do. And Gale's like, I'll take that as a compliment. Then we have the inhaler problem. She can't find her inhaler. Richie wants to wait till they get to another town, but she says she'll need a prescription. But she says she knows she left an extra one at Amber's house so they can swing by there first. When Sam asks for the address, he answers 123 No Fucking Way Lane. I think it's funny. Then we cut.
I feel like going back to the hospital would have been better.
It would have been quicker, right? Hey, can we get an inhaler? Sure.
Yeah.
We cut to Amber, who's having a big house party, all in remembrance of Wes, which I think is pretty cool.
Or Matthew go to their own house?
What's that?
They can't go to their own house?
You would think she would have an inhaler at their own house.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a crime scene. I don't know. Yeah, so we cut to Amber, who's having a big house party, all in remembrance of Wes. Matthew Lillard's hidden there in the background and has the line, hey, cool house. Chad gets a shot and calls out to Wes, and everybody cheers to Wes. And this was done as a nod to Wes Craven. And in the audio, many people from the franchise have donated their voice. They're all in like a special thanks category at the end in the credits, but they include Henry Winkler and Drew Barrymore, as well as like everybody that was there on the cast and crew that day. Mm-hmm. Like all these people that came back that were important to the Scream franchise, mm-hmm. and just donated a little audio clip of them saying for Wes. Nice. So they could put them all together. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mindy tells Amber that they're low on beer, and she says she'll go to the basement to get some. Mindy follows her, scaring her before getting after her for being willing to go down alone. Amber says that Mindy is also stupid for following someone into a dark basement where there could be a killer around.
I want to say, so she goes down to the basement and she's using her phone as a flashlight.
Yeah.
That's a mistake. What you should use is just a little lighter, because they just really illuminate the room so well. I've learned for every single movie I've ever seen where they try to just use either one match or a lighter, and it just really gives a beautiful glow. Lights it up like the sun. The sun has risen.
Yeah, but once she closes the fridge, the place is magically illuminated again.
She turns the light on.
Oh, where? Down there?
Yeah, like above the refrigerator, there was a little pull light that she turned on. Yeah.
Thank you. That makes sense. Okay, I got it. All right. So anyway, they argue back and forth about who's stupider for walking in this room when there's a killer around. And then they both faked it like they're the killer, which I don't know. It kind of didn't work for me in this movie.
Yeah.
Like it felt like a little silly banter.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to Chad and Liv, who are making out on the couch. Liv's on top of him saying she's ready to have sex now. Chad, trying to be safe or being an idiot because he was the one talking about having sex earlier, says he's not sure it's a good idea now that there's a killer around, and he isn't sure that he should be able to go with her because he's not quite sure she's not the killer. Okay. This pisses Liv off, but she storms off. I wonder why, right?
Yeah.
Minnie's right there to give him a thumbs up and tell him good job.
I think she wasn't being sarcastic, or she was. I couldn't tell.
She was definitely being sarcastic.
Okay, I was like, she's saying good job not going alone, or she's saying good job. Oh, okay.
I thought she was being sarcastic, but you're right. That would fit in her character.
I don't
say
know.
Like, hey, smart move.
I didn't know. Or was she saying you dummy?
Right.
It could be either one.
So we see Gail and Sydney following in a 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport.
I definitely like that. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Gail says that if she didn't write this book, none of this would be happening, blaming herself for starting it all. Sydney says that Billy Loomis started all this and then she's going to end it. But again, we know that Roman started all this because he's the one that showed Billy the videos of her mom. But I guess these are more characters wanting to forget that Scream 3 ever happened. Minnie is on the couch watching more scenes from Stab, which is kind of cool. They got to film more scenes from the original Stab movie. And it's the scene where Randy gets up from the couch explaining the rules. Chad is texting Liv, and his texts are, "Don't be mad. Please don't be mad. I'm sorry. Come back. Let's do it. LOL. Are you still mad? Getting worried. Text back, please." Like, it's funny.
And then his sister's just like, "Oh, she's dead."
Yeah, I know. Right. So he wants to go out to look for her. And she says there's no point because, yeah, she's already dead. She tells him he should at least grab a weapon. And so he grabs a candlestick that's there.
Very good weapon.
There's 2 candlesticks there. And so, interestingly, if you watch the original movie, there's also 2 candlesticks in the same place there. But the directors didn't know that when they put the candlesticks in the movie. Just a big coincidence.
Wow.
All right. So outside, he finally gets a text back, which has a link for Find My Fam. And it says that Liv finally accepted his request from earlier. He uses to find her, but he's actually being lured by Ghostface, who stabs him in the inner thigh. They seem to play hide and seek with the app, and he can't shut it off because of all the blood on his hands, so he just throws his phone away. He tries to run for it, and Ghostface pops out of the shed, stabbed him 6 more times before new headlights chase him away, which is Richie, Sam, and Tara arriving. Everyone cheers as Tara arrives, and Amber runs up to ask if she should even be out of the hospital. Tara tells her she needs her inhaler because they are leaving. Sam shakes her head, letting her know that she can't tell her where they're going. Amber says that's fine, and then quickly ends the party to everyone's disappointment. Sam asks Richie to step in, so he turns on the lights and has a huge speech about how since Tara and Sam are targeted by Ghostface and they're now here, this place isn't safe. As they leave, they call him old, throw solo cups at him, and he tells them he's just saving their life. It's a fun, long speech, with the studio kept asking them to cut down, but radio silence kept sneaking it back in.
Yeah, I thought it was funny too.
Yeah, it's good.
He's like, "Okay, I'm saving you. All right,
you're welcome." Yeah. Oh, thanks for leaving the cup. Oh, hey, Gen Z, how's it going? Really was funny. In the TV room, Stab is still playing, and
like someone's weird dad shuts down the party.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, right here. In the TV room, Stab is playing, and Liv and Francis are making out. Francis's ride tells her that some goofy ass dad kicked them all out.
Yeah, it cuts it.
Yeah. Richie asks Mindy if there's more beer, and she tells her some in the basement. He asks if she will go with him. She says no, but he was right to ask. He says he'll be right back and catches himself like, uh-oh, I didn't say that. That's when Liv scares Mindy by jumping on the couch.
That's weird. Because what? First off, he's driving, isn't he?
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
They're supposed to just going to grab the inhaler and then leave. Why would he be going down to get a beer?
Right. Well, he's going to put
Well, I know why
Okay.
she's doing it.
Okay, good. All right.
Like, but I guess nobody around would have picked up that it was weird.
Yeah.
But to me, the viewer, I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's suspicious.
Suspicious. That's when Liv jumps on the couch, scaring Mindy, saying that her Uber canceled on her. Mindy asks her where her brother is because he went looking for her, but she says she didn't see him. Mindy starts to say she's revising her suspect list, and Liv starts to act like she's a psycho, implying that she's the killer, which the other two characters just did, which seems like a little overdone at this point.
Yeah.
Still following, Sydney points out where they stopped, and she says, oh shit, noticing where they are. She quickly calls Sam to inform her that she needs to get out of this house. Sam doesn't understand how she knows where she is, and the camera slowly pans out, and Sydney tells her that she is at Stu Marker's house and that someone planned for her to be there. And sure enough, it's totally the same house. And I'm trying to remember if my reaction was like, oh, wow, or not, but I think it was in the advertisement in the trailer.
Oh.
So I think I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So the only thing that wasn't there in the original movie was this basement. And I feel like the door for the basement is in the same spot the garage was before. But the director said if they had put the garage there, then people would have definitely figured it out.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was the garage. Even though they kept saying basement. I thought it was the garage because that was.
Well, the stairs are much longer and
Oh.
it's much further down than the stairs for the basement, which was like 4 steps.
Yeah.
Or the garage was like 4 steps.
Yeah, I totally thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was the same place.
Okay, yeah. So not sure. That's the only part that seems to not work too well.
Yeah.
We have this great recreation of an original scene where Mindy, who is watching Randy on the couch, Randy's telling, look behind you, look behind you. She's saying, look behind you, when she realizes, oh shit, this would be the moment where I should look behind me. And she looks behind her to see that Ghostface is there. She fights off Ghostface with a lamp and picks up another candlestick, and Ghostface runs off. Mindy is bleeding, and Sam tries to help. Tara comes in with Amber, and Amber yells at Sam, accusing her of stabbing Mindy. Richie shows up, dropping his beer, and explains that he went to the basement to get beer, and Amber points at him, saying that why would he go to the basement alone? He says he asked her to come with him, but she didn't. Then Liv comes in crying with blood all over her, and Amber accuses her of being the Ghostface. Should she was with Tara, it can't be her. Sam asks Liv about the blood, and she says she found Chad. Amber and Richie both accuse her of being the killer. Liv says, fuck you, I'm not the killer. And then Amber pulls out Dewey's gun, saying, I know, and shoots Liv in the head. She turns the gun towards Sam and says, welcome to Act 3. Richie runs, pulling Sam, and Tara pushes. The killer. Yeah, right.
Ow! She's so tiny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Richie runs, pulling Sam along with her. Tara pushes Amber's arm up so the bullet misses. Richie runs into the basement with Sam, and he tells her that to be careful because there's always 2 killers. But what about Roman? Like everybody forgot part 3.
Yeah, 3.
She pulls out a knife on him, thinking she can't trust him now. But Richie says he thinks the other killer is Tara, and like he says, think about it. You've been estranged for years. How well do you really know her? She's the one.
I'll think about it. She's been stabbed for the whole movie. How is she the second killer?
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
She's permission the whole movie.
And he adds that she's the one that got them to go to this house. She then runs upstairs without him. That's when Gail and Sydney arrive. Sydney pulls out of the trunk an IJ-70 Baikal Makov, which she hands to Gail, and she keeps a Beretta 92 FS for herself.
This is when they should have also pulled out of the trunk their armored vests.
Yeah, right? She learned to wear a vest in part 3. So why not always have one?
Yes, she knows why she's coming. If she knows why she's coming to hunt down the killer or whatever, then you would think that she'd be wearing an armored vest. Well, they didn't.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Margo.
You'd think that Dewey would have been wearing one too.
Yeah.
Whatever. Nobody wearing them.
Right as they walk up, Amber comes out with this lame attempt of playing the victim, which neither of them buy. Amber gives up and then just says, oh, well, and shoots Gail with Dewey's gun. Sydney fires back twice, but misses each time, and Amber runs inside. Sydney wants to rush Gail to the hospital, but Gail tells Sydney that they're there to finish it for Dewey. I'm not sure why Gail didn't call the cops at this point.
Good
she just lied there for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes until we need her back.
Just needs a little nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me rest off this shot, this bullet wound for a sec.
Right, I need time to heal. So Sydney's back in the house for the first time in 25 years, and she yells out, anyone in hiding has 5 seconds to show themselves, and starts firing into different closet doors. Sam finds Tara tied up in a closet and pauses, thinking of whether or not she should cut her loose. We cut to Sydney, who answers the phone to hear a familiar "Hello, Sydney," which is not as common as "Surprise, Sydney," but this is the 4th time in the franchise that we heard it. Twice in part 1, once in part 2, and now in part 5. Sydney asks what they want, and Ghostface says that this is an Amber, he's the other one. And Sydney shoots through one of the doors. She hangs up on Ghostface, who is trying to tell her that the first rule of these movies is to never answer the phone, which is the first rule of a movie we've heard in this movie.
She hangs up. She says, "You're boring me."
Yeah.
So
She fires in the closet and hears Richie scream. She tells him that she had said to come out. He's like, yeah, but you're shooting everything. Why would I come out? That's when Ghostface pops out of the other closet and jumps on Sydney with the knife. Both Ghostface and Sydney fall over the railing, and the gun flies between them.
Fall over a railing.
It's a tall railing, too.
Yeah, the railings are made so that you don't accidentally fall over them, and they both just topple on over. And
They're too tall.
Yeah, come on. Oh, they're tall?
Oh, Ghostface is 5'10". Whether or not Amber is, Ghostface is 5'10".
But then you would have had to like leap over to get them to clear a banister. But and also they fall a whole story and they just pop back up. Well, I'm fine. I'm cool. Nothing broken here.
Right.
Nothing to go floppy.
Richie struggles down the stairs and Sydney tells him to grab the gun, though it's Sam who runs out and makes it the gun first. As she points the gun at Ghostface, Richie comes up saying, I'm glad you're okay, and then stabs her in the side because I really wanted to be the one to kill you. Now, this reveal I liked better than Amber's because like Richie was there in the open the whole movie.
Also, I have to say that Richie wasn't really a suspect in my mind because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right? But
yeah. I think the only time that it's him is in the hospital when she goes to the nurse's break room.
Right. Well, yeah.
Right. Which the nurses would have had to let him in a Ghostface costume to get in there.
Oh, I totally thought that too. I'm like, nobody notices this just random person wandering the halls in a Ghostface costume. I think that's totally fine.
Richie orders Sydney to sit down and twist the knife inside of Sam. He hands the Beretta over to Amber, who takes off her mask and grabs Sydney by the hair. Richie pulls out the inhaler in his pocket, saying he can't believe that worked. Then I feel like he's talking directly to me when he says, I know it's a bummer, it's me. It was really the best choice for the movie.
Another boyfriend. Although I have to say, this one pretended to be a good boyfriend, whereas Billy Loomis was an awful boyfriend.
He was, right? Yeah. Like, come on, it's been a year. Can't we have sex now?
Yeah, get over it. Get over your mom dying. Gives a crap.
Sam says it's not a movie, but Richie says it will be at some point. He calls Amber Hun, like short for Honey Bear Pudding Pop. And I'm just kidding. and then the killer lovebirds, who I think have no chemistry, take Sydney and Sam into the kitchen.
Also, like, how old is he supposed to be?
I think he's supposed to be like 30, and she's 18.
Wait, hold on. So Sam left home at 18, 19, 21, 22, 23. I guess
she's 23. Yeah.
Although she's actually 30 something. I looked it up.
Yeah, but so is he, right?
But I'm saying that he could be 23, I guess. That's not
okay. So he's playing a 23-year-old? Okay, I got it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, that's what those internets are for, I guess. Find those weird people. So they go into the kitchen. It says there hasn't been a good stab movie since the original. Not really. So they're here to save the franchise. Amber leaves to get Gail, and Richie holds the other two in place. Richie tells Sydney he's a huge fan and asking if she saw the last movies, but she says she doesn't like scary movies, which he says tracks. He tells her the last movie sucked. People don't respect the fans. They treat him as a joke. And he asks, how can fandom be toxic?
He says, like, it comes from love.
Yeah. He says the only way to make a great stab movie is based on actual events. So they're just helping Hollywood have some ideas. Sam asks why they would do all this to make her the hero. And he points out that she's going to be the villain. And as the daughter of Billy Loomis, it's something that people would believe. Amber jumps in to say that the problem with the Stab franchise is there's no Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers to keep coming back. Sam asks what the audience is probably asking at this point and wants to know how they knew about her and Billy. And Amber says that it's a small town and her mom's a drunk. She then says she found Richie on the Stab subreddit, which I think is a reference to the Scream subreddit, which has over 100K members in it.
There we go.
Yeah. Amber says that she's been obsessed with Stab ever since her parents bought this house, and Richie says it wasn't hard to find her and it wasn't hard to fuck her. She tells him, fuck you, and he gets excited, saying she's just quoting the original. Amber adds that the movie...
Boy, he went into a lot of effort, didn't he?
He did. Amber adds that the movie about Sam wouldn't work, and that's why they had to bring back the legacy characters. And Amber says you can't have a bona fide Halloween without Jamie Lee. But I disagree because I think the Rob Zombie movies are actually a really good remake, which Steven and I covered in episode 3.
Oh, there you go.
Then I think Amber is talking to the audience when she says that Dewey had to die to make it real so that it wasn't some cheap cash-in run-of-the-mill sequel. Sydney makes a play for the weapon, and Amber stabs her. Amber goes to get Tara out of the closet. Richie goes on to say how they really should have listened to Dewey, who nailed it and won. He says he even had her convinced that Tara could have been the other killer right when Amber says that Tara isn't there. The phone rings, and Richie thinks Tara couldn't be much of a threat, and he yells out to Amber to fan out. But how does one person fan out?
I'm also like, why is Amber going to look for Tara? He should look for Tara. He could overpower her so easily, and Tara should stay with the gun.
Sure, yeah.
But whatever.
Amber, having trouble finding her, receives a crutch to the face.
Yeah.
Amber and Tara fight, and Sam uses that opportunity to escape. Richie goes after her, so when she comes in the kitchen, Sydney's able to knock her down, and she loses the gun.
The killers are very much they're outnumbered.
Outnumbered. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is like bad for them. They should have shot somebody at this point.
Yeah. Now they have so many people that can take them down.
Sydney and Gail work together to attack her, burst a bottle of hand sanitizer all over her head, and Amber turns into the whiny character begging for mercy, claiming it isn't her fault. And this reminds me of a wrestler from when I was a child, Ric Flair of the old WWF. He would always, the moment he lost the upper hand, he would put up his hands and beg for mercy. Please, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Drove me nuts. And this is what Amber drives me nuts because she does this.
Just trying to trick them.
I know. So Gail points out that Amber killed her best friend, and Amber drops the act, saying that he died like a pussy. It's Amber versus Gail and Sydney, but since one of them has been shot and the other one has been stabbed, she's able to get the upper hand again.
I don't know.
I know. It's a lot to believe. We cut to Richie, who's looking for Sam, following random blood trails. They cut back to Amber, who is choking Gail, telling her it's time to pass on the torch. Gail kicks Amber backwards, which turns on the stove. Sydney grabs a gun. Gail asks if Sid wants to do it, and Sid says that she should have the honors. And so Gail points Dewey's gun at Amber. She starts begging again, saying she's sorry. And Gail says, fuck you, and puts 3 bullets into her, sending her back into the flames. And the hand sanitizer.
That's on fire.
Well, it's the hand sanitizer on her face, right?
I know.
It's crazy. And Gail says the great line, enjoy the torch. All right. So
creeping down for forever.
So 5 bullets have been shot out of this gun at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't see anybody ever reload.
That's okay.
That's the movies. Right? The movies do it all the time.
That's okay.
Sam jumps out of the closet, knocks Richie's knife away, but he still has the Beretta. They both fall to the ground, and Richie gets up fast. Sam crawls towards the front door, and she looks in the mirror to see Billy looking at her. Billy gestures where her knife is hidden, and he gives her a smile as she approaches. Richie says that she has to die because
he's a ghost. He's a figment of her imagination.
That's what I'm saying. He's really helpful.
I guess
really helpful.
Her subconscious remembered that knife was there.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's time for these movies to go supernatural.
Yeah. Space.
I know, right? Richie says that she has to die because she's the villain, and those are the rules. She tells Richie she's introducing a new rule, and he gets on top of her with a gun right against her face. He asks what rule. Yeah, that's stupid, right? He asks what rule, and she says never fuck with the daughter of a serial killer, and stabs him right through the neck and then pulls it back out. She then jumps on top of him and stabs him 22 more times. And the director said they just said to keep doing it. They're not sure what they're going to use. And then they just never took any of them out.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, Gail and Sydney are very gung-ho about killing people. A little too gung-ho to my
They've
taste.
been scarred a lot, you know?
I know,
but for them, it's their lives have been kill or be killed.
I mean, I'm cool with them, cool, because it's a fictional character, them killing them out of self-defense, but not I want the pleasure of killing them. But I'm like, oof, boy, I don't know. That's going a little far.
That's funny. I agree with you. He asked her to stop, and he asked, what about his ending? And she tells him, here it comes, and slices his throat. Gail and Sydney walk over. Sydney saying they always come back. So Sam grabs Dewey's gun and fires 3 more rounds, which is 8. And that's when Amber comes in screaming.
When they were walking into the room, they reloaded.
That's what it was. You're right. I didn't think of that. I don't know where they found the bullets.
They put it in their pockets when they.
If they were in Amber's pockets when she caught on fire, they would have exploded.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Sydney carries extra rounds. That makes sense. I got it. And that's why it took him so long to get in the room.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. All right. So as Amber runs in screaming with a knife, her head all burnt, the 3 of them look over and a bullet goes right through the side of her head. And they see Tara is holding the Beretta. And I gets the cool line, I still prefer the Babadook, which was a 2-hour joke to deliver. Like it paid off 2 hours later. Sometime later, we see Minnie in a stretcher who sees that they found Chad, who's still alive, and they give each other thumbs up, just like they did earlier.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Yeah, no, that was funny. But I'm like, why are Sydney and Gail not in stretchers?
I agree.
And Sam, because they all got stabbed.
In the commentary, the director said, yeah, you don't want them with like a oxygen mask on. You can't hear them in their final lines. So we just like to pretend that those blankets are magical healing blankets.
Line up all the stretchers next to each other so they can have dialogue.
Yeah, but they said that the blankets are magical healing blankets and you just have to believe in them. So Tara asked the paramedics if she can go to a different hospital, and they agree. Sam takes a moment to go talk to
insurance girl. Think about that.
Yeah,
your
right,
mom's
yeah. She hasn't been there. Who cares? Really? Sam takes a moment to talk to Sydney and Gail, and then Sam asks if she's going to be all right, and she says eventually. Gail says she's not going to write about this. She's going to write about a good man that used to be sheriff around here, but it's Gail. She's going to write about this. The Sam runs in the ambulance to be with Tara, and then we cut to a reporter wearing a bright yellow suit reporting how similar events to those that happened 25 years ago just happened again. The screen goes black, and a card reads 4 West before Ghostface appears, wiping the blade off clean. And we get some cool credits where we see all the characters next to their actors' names. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything you want to say about it?
No, I liked it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I'm glad they waited so long to do it, and they just didn't make a new one every 3 years and kill it.
Also, like the new characters, the actors were really good, except for what's her name that I don't forgetting she even existed, the girlfriend.
Liv, yeah.
The cousins. But yeah, like you said, Mickey Madsen was it's interesting because she's like obviously a good actress, but like in this movie was like whatever.
Yeah, I know I'm self-aware enough to know that if something about a movie drives me so bonkers, it was done well. Mm-hmm. Like if her acting like a whiny brat, like it wasn't me. I was toxified by the Reddit group or whatever, radicalized. Then it's done well if it drives me that crazy.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I thought that I liked it otherwise. And I was like, it's gotta be the boyfriend, but no, it can't be him because he wasn't there. Yeah. So like, how would it be him?
Do you like Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera as sisters?
I really like them. Yeah. They're really good. Actually, I think they kind of look a little bit alike. Maybe because they're both Hispanic.
Yeah, could be.
Am I being race-based blind?
I don't know.
But they're both really good actresses. So I really enjoyed them both.
Next, you're gonna tell me that you think Michael B. Jordan looked exactly like Michael B. Jordan in Sinners.
My God. You know what they should do next is make another movie, but now Michael B. Jordan is triplets.
Yeah, right.
Every movie, more Michael B. Jordans.
That's funny because I was thinking that about Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. But, oh boy, Michael B. Jordan. Oof. This has nothing to do with this movie, obviously. We were just simply talking about Sinners. And I know. Movie with twins.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
All right, cool.
Michael B. Jordan should be in the next Scream movie. Why not?
I get what you're saying. I don't think he's been hired, though.
I don't think he'd want to be in it. I'm just saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Movie.
That's funny.
Just like shoot at him, I don't know what to say. But Oh,
Go ahead.
you're saying goodbye. All right.
No, well, I don't have to say goodbye to you. I was going to do our outro. We can still talk.
No, that's fine.
Thank you, Margo, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We have new episodes every Monday. This October, we've had 2 a week. I think it's Mondays and Fridays.
And Eleazar made me watch every single Scream movie up until this point.
You're
I didn't
welcome.
want to do.
I appreciate it.
One and then watch, which I'll be real with you. I don't think I needed to watch any more of the other ones because this one was mostly about number 2. Well, I guess
About 2. I referenced part 3 a lot.
First one, rather.
And then I asked you questions about part 2 as well. So, yeah. Steven watched them all. Jesse did not watch them all. Neither did Joseph. So,
well, I
appreciate it.
Worst. Kidding.
I appreciate it.
I liked them. I thought they were fun. Even the ones that are not that great, like number 3.
Yeah.
It's still fun. I feel like
they're still fun, right? Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's ever been a bad Scream movie. They're just my least favorite of the great movies.
Yeah, I actually really like 2.
I mean, Parker Posey was hilarious in part 3.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of really good characters in that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a fun way to go about the story.
Right.
Anyway.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Please give us a 5-star review. Bye.
Bye.